Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play NewsTower. And we are at the offices of the Sound Rocket. Sorry about that. The Sound Rocket here in New York City. It is August of 1931, and we're going to continue to build out our paper. Now, it's been a while since I've played. I had some real-life things come up that were kind of difficult to navigate, and had to kind of put things on pause for a little bit. Hoping to get a couple of these out this week, get back into the swing of things as life kind of returns to normal. But baseball season is starting, so that takes a little bit of my time as well. And that might impact a little bit of what we get done. I did see that the international paper headlines are now available. I can't recall if that was true when I made my last video or not. But if not, it looks like that's been tested and it's out there. Not sure that we will experience any of that just yet, but eventually we'll probably move in that direction and see what that's about. Did not look like we have to do a restart for that to happen, so we'll just see what happens naturally. I am anticipating some pretty significant changes still from my discussion with Jan Martin. And I would expect that we'll do a restart at some point to kind of capitalize on some of those changes from the beginning of the game. But for now, I'm just going to let some things run. We have already started an ad. It looks like our maintenance guy is heading up here to fix this. He's got some time. It is Monday, so that won't be too terribly bad. We need some paper. There's plenty of paper down here. We'll go ahead and do that so it stops flashing at me. I guess I can go ahead and put some of this on shelves. And but it's the reason we have the person to haul the stuff around, right? So we'll let them do their job. And there's a new news story coming in, so let's take a look. Politics. I probably should make sure. Print no politics this week. All right. Well, we're going to skip this story for that reason alone. I would like to get some influence points here. There were a few things we still wanted to kind of look at buying. So we'll hold off on that. What's this one need? They need gossip, but also entertainment. Well, we should be able to fulfill that. Entertainment's one that comes along pretty regularly. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. Let's go ahead and send Chris out on this story. And then we have the ad. It's probably ready for phase 2. Indeed. We'll go ahead and get that started. And this one is in process. It's the only ad we had this week. I failed to do any last week, if I recall. So that's a factor, I'm sure. New story. That would... Oh, you know what? We didn't release this one. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then let's come over here. Hey, look at that. This one has an entertainment edge to it if we can get on it. So we'll send Charlotte. Special bark. Police dog rescuer. Okay, got it. Wasn't fully following what that meant, so, but it's starting to make some sense. And elevator down, everybody coming down here getting some water. I do want to see, do we have like a gumball machine or something yet? Well, let's go see what that news story is. An entertainment story. One that might have a lawsuit attached. Oh, wonderful. Well, let's do it. We do have, let's see, we do have 9 stories that we need to get out. So we have 9 right now if everything goes to plan. Never does. And, you know, we're coming up on Tuesday night. We're likely liable, but it's possible we will get an, urgent news story kind of thing. It starts happening. We'll go ahead and send Robert out on this. That one taken care of. Those seem to happen at midnight on Wednesday morning and midnight on Thursday morning. You get the breaking news, or what is hot topics, the hot topic news. Didn't look like it happened today. Could happen tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, there it is. Breaking news, earthquake strikes with unprecedented force in Texas. Valentine, Texas. Okay, well, let's see what that's going to look like. 4 stories. We only have 3 reporters that work this kind of news. So, well, Let's see if we can get... Okay, let's go for tags. So we'll hit this one first, and then this one. We're going to go ahead and assign it all. The hope being they get done fast enough that they can come and cover... One of them gets done and can cover this before the story expires. But it would be great if we get all of this done. That'll be a huge bump. So, what time is it? So we'll go ahead and fast forward a bit and start to slow down and see where we're at. We are paused. Are any of those stories done? They are. They're not back yet, though. So, we'll unpause and cross our fingers. We have 6 hours yet. 3, 2, 1. Come on. I think I paused with no seconds left to be able to grab that last part of the story. And we're unpaused again. Line closed. That was close. Okay, so we have the lawsuit half of this story. I don't know. I'm not crazy about attracting a lawsuit. We do have plenty of funds, though. We could stand to hire the lawyer. It's going to need to happen sooner or later. Let's see what this other story is first. Politics. Well, we want to avoid politics this week. On the other hand, this is one where we might be able to delay this enough that it won't be an issue that gets printed until next week, and we'll start with a silver tag next week. So that's not the worst thing. Let's see about assigning somebody here. It looks like we have to assign them there as well. We could end up with protesters. Yeah, I'm less inclined now. I don't know. Everybody's tied up anyway. We'll give it some time, see what happens. Back to, is it this one? Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll see what we can do. Two lawsuits. Okay. It's not the worst. Not great, though. And they should be arriving any moment now. There we go. There's our klaxon that something bad just happened. Okay, we'll drop these over here. Nobody likes to see cases of lawsuits sitting around, I guess. Story in. I think we're doing pretty well, actually. Pretty pleased with it. It'd be the worst idea to prioritize some of this. 2 days. The 2 days one needs to be prioritized. This might be one that we end up cutting at the very last second because we just don't have the stuff for it. I am going to cut this story now. I don't really have much interest in printing that one. It's already over time anyway. So we will drop that one. More than anything, this is for me to kind of be able to line up what's happening. This one has sloppy production. It's not a time one, and it is a hot topic, so that one's a little harder to cut loose. True, still working on sloppy production, but it looks like that's happening less now. So the steps we have taken to mitigate that seem to be working for the most part. Kind of happy about that. I know what I had started to do. Well, oops. I did have an update here. So, yeah, do I have a reporter now? I do. Well, we're trying to slow play this one as it is, so that's really not a problem. Hopefully there's going to be an outcry. 7 protesters. Okay. Maybe should have waited a little longer to accept that. That's where we're at. Protesters. Well, she's already heading down the stairs to take care of protesters, so you should see them getting marched out of here in no time. There goes one. Out. What do we have here? They are stalled, probably because they can't get in. There's the reporter. Okay, so that's one way around that. Not my favorite way to do it. Feels a little cheaty, but I mean, it's a game, right? This definitely isn't Newspaper Simulator, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is another politics story. Let's sit on that one for a day. And let's see what's up with this one. Just straight econ. We can do that. This one is ready for its next phase. That'll take a day and a half with a 0 skill reporter. There's no way this one gets done, so that's good. We kind of would prefer that right now because we're slow playing it. 1.6 days, so good. Is this another one where somebody can't get to where they need to get? Looks like it cleared up. Yeah, protesters are all gone now, so we should see that kind of returning to normal. Looks like we're going to get one more story here. I guess good news, this guy's not busy right now. Kind of suggests that we're caught up, I guess. How many are sitting in queue here? One story in that queue. No stories in his queue. I think that's probably good for us. Staying ahead of the curve a little bit. We so far have been able to print no politics, I think. And there's the horn. So we should have a story starting up here right about now. Looks like somebody leveled up too. There was a little icon there that kind of indicates that. And this is a crime story. Well, we will have a crime story prepared for next week. Let's go ahead and send Chris out on this. He's pretty low. Well, you know what? Let's send Lucille. Get her closer to leveling. And this one here, we had intentionally sat on it. Well, we've sat on it long enough now. We'll go ahead and get started on it. Probably could have come back to that a little sooner, but that's okay. And let's get here to there's another story. We'll get to the end of the day here. I'm going to pause. Sports story coming in with gossip. We'll go with Charlotte. And we'll get to the end of the day here. I think that's about as close as we're going to get. We do have some stories that aren't ready yet, and that's just too bad. How close are we? It's got to be after 11, right? There we go. Yep, it's 11:30 basically. Okay, well, what do we have? This one is that story's ready. Interesting. So let's sort them first. Sort by readiness. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 10 stories ready. That's good. That's good. Includes an ad. So this is a matter of just kind of picking them. We do have 3 silvers. Okay, so that can be 1 per page. That's good. With this having hot topic news, there's a piece of me that wants to go ahead and do the one that has more tags. That's usually more beneficial. But I'm thinking with the hot topic, maybe we go ahead and just do that. Run those topics. So this is a direct match. 2 tags. This will match 1 tag. This will match, well, we're not going to do that one though. That one's going to go on a new page. So we'll do this one. This page we will... Well, so why did I do that? That was silly. We're changing that up. This one will go here. The story that just returned will go here. Then this story will go on page 2. Back to page 1. This story will go on page 2. There we go. I think that makes more sense. Okay. So now, what do we have for matches? It's not the hot topic. That was what the difference was. Okay. That's fine. I'm not going to go back and mess with that again. Let's resort these. Skip that one if we can. This one has entertainment, hot topic, lots of matches. This one has politics. Oh, it's still working. Can't use it. I think we're going to meet the politics requirement. This has 2 matches. 2 matches there. That's good. Up to 134. 1,000 sold. Can't use 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's these. We'll get to drop one. Really difficult to drop a silver. I think we go ahead and drop this one, and maybe we add. We'll add the econ story here. There's no tag bonus there, but that gives us on page 3. We can drop a silver story, and then we can drop a couple of matches there, one match. So 161,000. That is not going to be our high sell mode, but it's close. We meet Port Newark. We should meet the mayor's request. I'm okay with this. Let's go. And the result is... all right, not too bad. We met the hidden agenda, made some cash. Good. This is all good stuff. Next page. Yep. He's happy with, the mayor is happy with what we provided. Start to say the mafia. Done a commendable job steering away from politics. Your discretion is most appreciated. He's probably running for re-election, right? Okay. So this is part of the game that is effectively going to be going away, is what I've heard. It looks like we've still got it in here for now. It's going to change at the very least, is what it comes down to. It won't work quite this way. I'm starting to get a feel for what it is, and if you're playing in this current version, it seems that you basically, if the guys in the middle will become loyal, 2,000 of those, 1,000 of the ones that are off one will become loyal, and so that's why we just saw kind of move over here. It's a little convoluted. There's more to it than that. It's kind of hard to express, so I'm just going to move on for now. We're going to get to run an ad on Society this week. Not bad. Happy with the money we've got right now. And we're getting some folks promoted. Look at that. 7 employees leveled up. That's good. The downside is they cost more. And from talking to Jan Martin, it sounds like that isn't fully implemented yet on how they're planning on really working through that as we move forward in the game. So, okay, was this the neighborhood yep, that's the one we just completed. So that opened up the Ritz Theater. We can get entertainment bonuses, comfort. This is where we need some stuff. The mirror will help with, of all things, smell. I guess it's because you get to see yourself and you can clean yourself up, right? That's probably the idea. This is popcorn. Yep. And then a nice chandelier, which should give some prestige. People like working in prestigious environments. Acoustic wallpaper. I love that one. So we might buy down here really quickly. Trying to decide. We have access to the graphics shop now, which means we can get an illustrator. That's going to be a lot of our beans as well, so I might hold off on that for another round. But we will start getting these stories once it becomes available, and that's something to consider. I really want another floor before I start to really explore that too much. Let's see what the fancy ladies want. They want no sloppiness and no old news. Well, we can certainly accommodate the old news. I think we'll have one story carryover, right? The rest won't be done yet. So should be able to do that. I don't have a lot of control over these directly, right? We've talked about that, but we have cleaned it up quite a bit. I think we'll be okay. So that is a good one to pick potentially. Lawsuits if we fail this. The mayor will give us lawsuits. We need to do 2, statements. No propaganda. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, this isn't a horrible one. What's the mob one? They will send mobsters if we don't print 2 mob stories. Well, we have none under wraps, and that's way more risky. I'm going to pass on that one for now. We will... Let's go with this. We haven't done any of theirs yet, so let's give that one a try. And then... I don't know, are any of these something we have a couple of them already started? It's kind of surprising. Usually, okay, there's one. I'm going to avoid going to the Photo Academy until I've had a day or two to work with the graphics. I think we already checked that one. This one. Oh, need the illustrator first. 2 stories there, so that might not be horrible. I think that takes us to the college, and that gives us like training that we can do for our folks. I think I'm more inclined to try to finish one of these neighborhoods though. This one's probably doable, so I'm going to go with that. And we are going to get started into, it should be September now, September of 1931. I really appreciate you following along with my newspaper, The Sounding Rocket. Hope you're playing along and enjoying yourself. What a fun game. I will continue this on in the next video, and thanks for your time. Until next time, fair travels.